theme music for the podcast. We don't actually have any theme music, so someone will probably make one up for us. I don't want to name any. Rachel. I hope it's Rachel that does that for the podcast.
Woo, we're back. As requested with the original theme music.
Yes, we did have a not a criticism, but
it was a criticism.
a picked bone. So Connor, if you're listening, there.
And that's for you, Connor. We did that for you. We took a step back towards unprofessionalism.
Yep.
Specifically for Connor. Welcome back, everyone. We're back in the tiny room for Michael and Benjamin's podcast. I'm Michael, as usual, and I'm here with my unusually croaky.
I'm incredibly croaky today. Quite croaky.
Co-host Ben.
Crow-host.
You're what?
Did you just say crow-host?
Crow-host. It'll do.
I think you did say crow-host, which is amazing.
He's my crow-host. One of our artist listeners should probably draw a picture of me with you as a crow.
That'd be good.
That would be good.
That'd be good. I'd be okay with that.
Someone do that.
I've always wanted to be an animal sidekick.
Yes.
But one that smokes and drinks and fights and stuff.
You don't smoke.
Or drink. Or fight.
Yeah.
I can't leave all that up to you, but can you imagine what a character change it'd be? There'd be so much growth to be had.
What are we doing? Oh yeah! We're a bit out of practice. Ben, we've had a tweet.
A tweet, Michael?
Yes, we've had a tweet. This tweet is from... It's from John. And John's Twitter handle is made up on the spot. And John wonders... Hey, you guys! Thanks for taking me to see Inhumans.
Okay.
And he says this is more characters than a tweet would allow. Doesn't matter. Let's not spoil the illusion. And he says, "Do you guys think that Saga would make a better TV show or comic book?" Now, I've gone ahead and assumed that he meant the comic book Saga and not just the concept of sagas.
Well, there's quite a few to be adapted if he's going for mythological sagas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll talk about the comic book.
Fair enough.
Yeah. So
sounds good.
It's like our first ever podcast. It's like we don't know what we're doing. Ben,
we keep looking at each other, just being like, "This is weird."
What do we say again? Ben, what even is Saga?
What even is Saga? Well, Saga is a comic book.
Yes, it is.
Written
Look, here it is.
by Sea Viewers. It's in Mick's hand there. It's volume 2. Mm-hmm. Volume 2. Saga is a comic written by Brian K. Vaughan. Brian K. Vaughan of Why the Last Man and other such
Runaways.
very popular things. Runaways. Oh yeah, he did the Runaways.
That's being adapted into TV.
Is it?
Yes.
It's not being done by any major network though, is it? It's been done. Is it Hulu?
Oh, didn't we talk about this before?
Yeah, I think so.
Or like Next Wave or
something like
Zine,
that. Yeah, it's a weird thing. Some weird place got their hands on it, and it's going to be... Anyway, sorry. Brian K. Vaughan, and it's drawn by Fiona Staples.
I've always pronounced it Staples.
Oh.
I'm probably wrong.
I mean, we can have a Staples off. It's fine. If Fiona Staples would like to get in touch with us here at the podcast and let us know how her name is pronounced. Also, if you'd like to come and join the podcast.
Yeah, that'd be good.
That'd be nice. We've always wanted an industry insider.
Do you think she has good banter?
I'd say she does.
Yeah, probably.
She's great art.
Good art.
Great art.
Yeah. Like
great art.
It's good art.
All of Hazel's dialogue bubbles are her handwriting.
I do know that, yes.
Yeah, it's quite cool. I like that. Anyway, 2012, Image Comics, looking for their next big hit, started putting out Saga, and I think it became kind of wildly successful beyond anything that anyone expected.
Like almost instantly popular.
And it's not really hard to see why.
There's a little shriveled dick.
Oh,
it's a big huge.
There it is.
Dick.
That looks like a syphilis-ridden
it's
tiny dick.
Sorry, go on.
But it's good art though.
A huge hit.
So it became a huge hit in a really unpredicted way.
Mm-hmm.
But once you actually read it, I don't think it's hard to see why that is.
It's very good.
As you know, I'm a huge fan of genre hybrids.
You are.
I like it when they take different genres and they smush it together. And I think it's the only way that Hollywood or anything will allow things to be original anymore is if you have very clear tones from two different genres, and you mush them together.
Right.
And Saga does this with about 85 different genres of fiction.
Name several of them.
So, I guess the quickest way to identify what it is a space opera.
Yeah.
The whole plot
Oh, look, boobies.
centers around boobies and barebacks and horns and wings. The whole plot centers around a very important conflict that's going on in a galaxy far, far away that isn't.
Is it far
away?
directed
by George Lucas.
They never really talk about where it is, do they?
No, it's just somewhere.
It's a different place.
Somewhere in the known universe. Well, unknown universe, I think, at this point. But between two planets, Landfall and Wreath, it's a very unusual war because Wreath is a moon that orbits Landfall, and they can't have a direct war. So what they've kind of done is they've outsourced their war, because if they have a war between each other, either Wreath will destroy Landfall, or Landfall will destroy Wreath, and that would mess up their orbit, and everything would go wrong.
It would be mutually assured destruction.
Exactly. So what they've kind of done in an interesting and very Brian K. Vaughan way is they've outsourced their war to other planets.
Like Afghanistan.
Yeah, kind of. They used their colonies to have a little war.
It's like the Cold War.
Have a little war. Exactly.
I hadn't realised that until just now when you said that.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's like the Mujahideen and the Taliban and all that stuff in the 80s.
Where they have it in different places, and you arm one side to do your work for you somewhere else.
It's very interesting.
It's very well done. The context is very interesting, but overall, it doesn't really center around that war specifically. It centers around two characters, Alana and Marco. Alana and Marco are from both of those planets respectively. Alana is from Landfall and Marco is from Wreath. And it's very Romeo and Juliet in the beginning.
Yeah.
Marco is a war hero of Wreath. He's known for his brutal kind of conquests and battle and things like that.
He's a badass.
He's a bad ass. And
Alana, hold on, man, I'm going to stop you there. I have a picture of his ass here. And it looks fine.
It's a fine ass.
It's a fine ass. He is a fine-assed badass.
I think, and this is completely made up on the spot, but I reckon that Saga probably has some of the greatest amount of erotic fan fiction written about it ever.
You think so?
And there's a lot of pictures of him doodling other famous... Diddling.
Not doodling.
Not doodling.
Doodling is what you do.
Doodling is what I do. I do... never mind. Never mind.
No, look, I chose doodling there for its derogatory overtones. That wasn't an accident.
So, it centers around these two. They fall in love while Marco is being held in prison. His prison officer is Alana. They fall in love, and they have a little baby.
They have a baby!
And the baby is Hazel. And Hazel is an abomination.
Uh-oh.
Because Hazel is a hybrid.
Oh.
She's half Wreath.
As we know, you're against race mixing.
I am. I've always firmly believed that we shouldn't. No, I'm kidding. That's completely untrue. Sleep with whoever you want.
Yeah.
Have children with whoever you like.
Yeah.
We here at Michael and Benjamin's Cause I just ask that you do it responsibly. And takeaway is fine once a week, but if not every night of the week. Healthy lifestyles, well promoted.
What? Are we talking about
diet? I'm just
mindfulness?
I'm just
You're calling me fat because I'm on holidays and I've been having a lot of takeaway.
I did find that out. It was brought up by a listener who sent in a tweet. Mick's been getting a little chubby around the edges today.
Shut up! Ripped. Yeah, that muscle. Anyway,
so we got so sidetracked this week.
What are we talking about?
So they fall in love. They have to go on the run. They have a little baby.
They have a baby.
And Landfall finds out about this, and Wreath finds out about this, and both factions or sides issue contracts on the baby's head to have it eliminated, and they do so secretly. Okay. So Hazel's existence is a huge whopping secret,
right?
One that's used quite often for dramatic effect in the comic, where one day someone realizes that she's a hybrid or something like that.
She's a hybrid.
Yeah. So there's some fantastic tones. So sorry, we said space opera, and it does take place on a bunch of different planets, which we'll get to later, which might affect how we film this particular ditty. And it's also a western, very much so. A lot of high stakes action, a lot of colonies, outposts, that kind
Frontier
of thing.
life.
Frontier kind of stuff going on, a lot of those themes. It's post-colonial in many ways.
Oh.
I don't know if you're interested in post-colonial narratives, Michael.
Not
I
touching
am.
that.
But it's heavily race-based, and well, it is. It uses aliens as a lens to look at racism and how we treat former colonies and how former colonies are viewed.
Isn't it interesting that they all hate each other for being different species of aliens, but they don't care about people's race within the species of alien?
No, it's more nationalism than race, I suppose. Yeah, but you do get, so you have various slurs that they throw around, like they call people from Reeth Moonies because it's a moon, obviously, and that's a racial slur. There's lots of interesting themes there. Very importantly, it's a romance story, and then it's kind of a soap opera.
Yeah,
it's very soap opera. Like Alana and Marco are probably two of the most realistic coupled people that you'll ever see. They have a lot of ups and downs, and it's not some grand sweeping romance narrative a lot of the time. There's a lot of real stuff, real issues.
Also, it's sci-fi and fantasy.
Yes, sorry, I forgot the two. Forgot the two big ones.
Two main ones.
Yeah, that's marked really specifically with Reeth. Reeth kind of brings in a lot of fantasy influence because they can use magic. And then
Are we going to start saying magic the same way we say baby?
I hope so.
Baby, magic. They can use magic.
And then the landfall people are actually overseen by a royal family of sentient machines.
Robot heads.
TV heads.
Yeah.
And it's very, very interesting. That's the sci-fi, so it's quite literally sci-fi versus fantasy.
Yeah.
It all mingles together in the middle. And it makes Saga. And it shouldn't be a hot mess. It should be terrible. Because it's too many things. But whatever way Brian K. Vaughan and Fiona Staples does it, I think she's essential in that she can illustrate all these different things very easily. And she does grand landscapes and things like that in a very simple form. But I don't think it will work without her art. Like,
they've never had a fill-in artist or anything.
It's she's very distinct, and
it's one of my favourite things is a comic that has a consistent.
This is why I kind of went off things like Marvel and DC, because
Marvel can't even do a 12-issue series with the same artist.
They often slip in a new art, and it annoys me, especially if you start with a good one, and they go off to a crap one. That happened with Moon Knight. Declan Shalvey was the one for the first 6 on Warren Ellis's run. Then Warren Ellis left, and they replaced the artist as well. Yeah,
but you see, I can kind of take that because the Moon Knight thing was a tight six, if you know what I mean. It wasn't. Moon Knight was never supposed to be a continuing saga, like Saga. It was supposed to be individual little stories. You know what I mean? Even The Walking Dead, which, as you know, I'm a fan of. No, not the TV show.
Oh,
fuck that TV show. Boring bastards. So boring. It's the Sorry, I've got to reset this. It's the boringest show on television.
It is. It's terrible.
But the comic has had the same artist and same writer, obviously, for 150 issues.
Kirkman.
Yeah, and the same artist for I think 140.
Terry Moore, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's Terry Moore.
No, it's in that shelf there. If you want to take a look, you have to shuffle things around.
I'm all right. So that's Saga in a nutshell.
There's lots of nudity in it.
It's very R-rated, which might also explain some of its appeal. There's blood and guts and gore, and it's like Quentin Tarantino if he restrained himself.
If he restrained himself?
Well, he's like the last. Did you see The Hateful Eight?
Yes.
Very gory. Like just
that final bit where
blood, everything is just ridiculous. So it's kind of like that in moments. But something that they really rely on quite heavily is calm. Oh, holy shit! Everybody died. They do that a lot.
All right. Shall we talk about this then? What was the name of the person we made up? John.
John's real.
John is real.
John is real.
John wants to know if we think it would be better as a TV show or as a movie. So can I hit you with a quote?
Hit me with your rhythm stick.
I'll hit you with a quote from Brian K. Vaughan.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you have a quote.
Yeah, Kevon sounds like it's his name, Kevon.
But he sounds like a Buddhist charlatan or something like that with a mononym.
I am Kevon.
Brian
Kevon apparently has been inundated with offers for the rights for Saga.
Not shocking.
No, because it's hugely popular. Apparently, the collected volumes outsell The Walking Dead.
That's kind of cool.
That's a big deal.
That's kind of cool.
So that's a lot of selling. Anyway, so Brian Kevan has been inundated, and he originally said that he wrote this book specifically to be unfilmable.
Nice.
That was kind of his point. His point was that it would be too expensive for television.
Yeah.
And too dirty to be a 4-quadrant blockbuster.
Nice.
So, I mean, you can really see what he means about it being too expensive for television.
Wow. It's ridiculously big.
Yeah.
And epic.
Mm-hmm.
And everything a Saga should be.
Yeah.
But he planet hops
this is the thing.
every issue. Like, he somewhere new all the time.
Imagine if this was a TV show. And, first of all, I don't think that they would be able to get away with having the planet and the moon be at war. I think they would be two species living on the same planet.
Yeah.
To save special effects budget.
Yeah. Otherwise you'd have a lot of travelling in between.
Yeah.
Special effects.
Although, I suppose that's really a location thing, isn't it?
It depends on how you're going to film it. Like, space travel plays a really central role in it.
So that involves building sets.
Well, I mean, you could do sets. Like, I always think of it, you know, the tree.
Oh, shut up, computer. Ben's talking.
Sorry, guys.
You're like a hipster.
How likely are you to recommend Windows 10 to a friend or colleague? Not much now.
Yeah. Ruining podcast.
God's sake.
What were you saying there?
I always think of, you know, the tree that flies them through space. The magic tree.
That's right. So they fly through space on a magic tree. Apparently, we should probably just add that in. Apparently, because Fiona Staples doesn't like drawing technology. So that's why they just fly through the tree in space.
That makes a lot of
sense-ishness.
My goodness. I'm going to have to look at more interviews.
Yeah, look, I've read a lot of interviews.
Staples. I'm just going to try and pronounce her name in a different way every time. But I always looked at that as kind of how you would film Firefly, or how Firefly was filmed around the table. I think it would be very similar where you have that closed room.
So, I mean, that's not too bad, really.
Sure.
That's doable.
It's very doable. No, he does set a lot, like, it's very dialogue based. Mm-hmm. Like, a lot of it is very important. She does really simplistic, elegant drawing, but a lot of it is dialogue based and essential to the whole thing.
So that means it could work then.
Yeah, but you see, then there's moments of this where it goes big.
Yeah, go on.
There's the huge, like, open world where they meet Gus.
Yeah, the ice planet.
Yeah, there's Pleasure World
with the child prostitutes.
With the child prostitutes, which are dealt a very, very, very serious moral hand. So don't worry. Yeah. Don't worry. And it's kind of... I just think the scale of it, once you get between different things and giant ships and giant scenes and stuff like that, even if you do a lot of it on location and stuff like that, which is fine.
Here's the thing, though.
There's a lot of matte painting that's going to go into this.
Yeah. Or it's going to look like Inhumans.
Fuck.
Yeah. You see, this is what I was worried about. Because think of a thing that was set on a moon and on a planet. And think of a thing that was set on a kind of alien moon with lots of weird looking aliens and also on a planet.
Fuck.
I would worry that it would end up looking like Inhumans.
I didn't even realise the prosthetics budget on something like Saga. That would be very, very high.
The Reethers.
Oh no, sorry. The two main factions, Landfallians and Reethians. I have to look that one up. Would be fine.
So the Reethians have horns and goat ears, essentially.
Yeah. And magic based, and they're usually referred to as more animalistic or feral.
Yeah.
That seems to be part of their culture.
But I'm more talking about in terms of special effects budget.
Oh, sure.
Horns are easy.
Yeah.
Horns are super easy. I'd say for TV, not a movie, for TV, you could drop the goat ears. They're not essential.
No. But you need the horns.
The horns are
horns are quite essential.
Yeah.
What about the wings?
And then the wings are easy.
They'd be CGI.
I'd say probably practical, because don't Alana's wings not actually do anything for a good... She can't fly, can she?
Most can't. It's a special...
They're pretty vestigial.
Yeah, it's a special knack that some of them develop.
Yeah. So she doesn't... It's not like she's a Superman where she's flying around.
No, they don't. She can't do super speed or anything like that.
She's just going to be on the ground most of the time.
But to be fair, Marco doesn't use his horns much. He occasionally uses them to headbutt somebody.
Yeah, but that's what... But I mean... What are you talking about? Huh? I'm talking about... What?
No, as in...
He doesn't use his horns much.
What, you know what I mean?
How do you use horns?
Oh my... All right.
Like wings, you fly. Anyway, what I mean is, it's not like she's flying around in every episode doing aerial stunts. So it's cheap.
Yeah,
stick her prosthetic wings on a woman.
Get her an L trapeze thing, a harness every once in a while, and pull her up and down.
Yeah,
away we go.
Grand, cheap.
Where we go.
In terms of that, the robot people, that would be pretty easy.
Well, they're human from the neck down.
Yeah,
but the big ass TV head, and it's not a new TV.
No, it's an old TV.
It's not a flat screen. It's a big ass John Logie Bird looking fucking TV.
That's not the guy who invented radio?
No, John Logie Bird
TV?
invented TV.
Was it?
Almost certain.
Scottish, was he?
I don't see that. I'm not weighing in. I don't know. He sounds it though. John Logie Bird sounds very Scottish.
But that's a good thing though. Big giant...
What, Scottish John Logie Bird?
Scottish robot characters. No, Ben, as you know, I quite enjoy costuming.
You do?
And it would be much easier to do a costume for a robot head with a big, old-fashioned
Oh, of course,
CV.
because you hollow it out. And...
Just hollow it out and put someone's head in it. Have you seen the movie Frank with Fassbender?
Yes.
Where he has the big head?
It would be something
Imagine
quite similar.
Imagine that was just a TV.
Yeah.
Like,
it would be quite similar.
Easily doable. Super cheap special effect. Just... You'd have the screen of the TV painted green.
And then you put your... That's a really cool thing about Saga. The TV heads are incapable of hiding their inner emotions. They're quite a cold people for a reason. If they get very emotional about something, a graphic image of that thing will pop up on their face.
Usually gay blowjobs.
Yeah, a lot of gay blowjobs. Which I don't really understand because they don't have mouths.
The robots.
The robots.
They don't.
The robots. So I don't... There's not a lot of oral in Robotland.
No. Yeah, let's hope that's not covered too much.
These are the weird things that pop into my head when I'm reading. Like,
but you know,
how do video heads have oral sex?
They probably don't, because they don't have mouths. Anyway, yeah, you know, I was kind of thinking TV would be a bad idea, but we're talking ourselves into it a little bit.
I think it would be more practical as TV,
right?
Because, as we said, it's very big for movies. And I don't know if you've noticed, but proper trilogies and quadrilogies and things like that are not really being done outside of Marvel.
No, but that's because everyone keeps trying to start fucking franchises.
And they keep flopping.
Yeah, just do a good film.
And then see if you get... I only found out the other day, The Mummy, the terrible Tom Cruise reboot, was an attempt at starting... something called the Dark Universe.
How did you not hear about the Dark Universe?
I had not heard about
It's one of my favourite things. They're like, we're going to start a whole franchise of evil monster characters with
League of Extraordinary Gentlemen, but
Tom Cruise,
20
Johnny
years too
Depp.
late. Johnny Depp was signed up, was he?
Johnny Depp was going to be the Invisible Man, I think. Or
Jesus.
It was going to be awful.
God.
I watched The Mummy the other day. Have you seen it?
I've seen scenes from it. I enjoy Russell Crowe just being ridiculous.
Yeah, he wasn't great in that, though.
I was looking... I normally like Russell Crowe. I'm quite a fan. But I was looking at that and I was just like, oh, God, it's so hammy.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
Anyway.
It wasn't great.
Sorry. But I think generally speaking, it would work much better as... We are in the golden age of television. Is it the platinum age of television? Is that what we're calling it now?
Is that what's past golden?
Yeah, platinum is bigger.
The iridium age.
Yeah, why not?
Iridium is very expensive.
Is it? Really?
It's rare.
What do we use it for?
Computer stuff.
Computer stuff. Okay, that's cool. That's all I need to know. So yeah, I don't know. It's too... And if the first one flops, and it possibly will, because you get a lot of studio interference and crap like that, then we're left without a finished saga. An unfinished saga.
Do you think it will ever finish?
It's on what, issue 46 now?
Something like that?
It's quite high now.
Yeah.
That's 2012, it's still going, it's 5 years.
5 years. I'd like it to finish in another 5 years.
So you want to get another 5?
Yeah.
You want to get a tight 100?
Tight 100.
Tight hundy?
Yeah. I think Walking Dead is overstaying its welcome.
There's only so far you can go on an apocalypse planet, isn't it?
Well, the thing about Why are we talking about Walking Dead so much? The thing about Walking Dead is it's not about the zombies; it's about the people. So you can't do it
living.
Yeah, exactly. Because you can't. So you can do it forever because there's always people, and then the people will have new situations, and there'll be dramas and whatnot.
We just focus on that.
Yeah. So anyway,
as a TV
what
series,
about the tonal shifts?
We're gonna have to give me a quick citation.
Well, okay. Volume 4.
Uh-huh.
Volume 4. Alana and Marco split up. Spoilers, sorry everyone.
Yeah,
Alana and Marco
guys.
split up, and she joins a kind of half wrestling, half soap opera
thing,
and she is an actress for a year.
and she also becomes an addict.
She becomes an addict. He becomes an addict.
It's both of them.
They both become addicts.
Well, she does it first,
Yeah.
and she does it secretly, and then he finds out, and he has a fit, and this is why they split up, because he hits her.
Oh, what a dick.
What a dick. So domestic abuse themes. I think that's probably the most domestic arc of the whole thing. They kind of settle down on another planet and try and do...
But she joins a wrestling-based soap opera TV program.
She has to make money.
In disguise.
She has to make money.
How could you do that on a TV show?
She wasn't very smart, but she's got to make them bills, though. She's got to pay them bills.
She's got to make them bills.
She's got to make them bills.
Wow.
She's got to pay them bills.
Do you think they would cut that out? Does that have to go? Does the open circuit have to go?
It would
Is it too weird?
be too jarring a thing. Because it's happened on speaking of boring TV shows, The Walking Dead does that a lot where they swap the tone completely, and it's always kind of like, ugh, and it kind of knocks you out of it. I don't know, I think you need some kind of rhythm to what you're doing. I don't necessarily think you'd have to get rid of all of it. But then the one that I find the most with tonal shift is when they swap character perspectives, because sometimes they focus very heavily on Alana and Marco, but then sometimes they swap over to other characters like the Will
Or the Brand.
or the Brand, who I really liked,
Yeah, or the Investigators.
or the Investigators, who are great.
Yeah,
They're a lot of fun. But you see, then that's political drama with the Investigators. It's very much a Western spy thriller with the Will. Do you know what I mean? Like, those genres all work in a comic because you'll happily read an issue in one or the other. But keeping that tone coherent in a TV series might be a little bit more difficult.
I was thinking that a good kind of way to build it as a TV series would be to follow the model of The Wire.
Oh, okay.
And have each season be almost a very different thing with a couple of key characters.
Recurring.
Yeah, and the key characters are the family,
Of
basically. So season 1 would be the family and their escape from Landfall and Wreath and the birth of Hazel and all that stuff. Then season 2 would basically be Prince Robot's season.
Nice.
And he would become the main character for an entire season.
Okay.
Season 3 would be the Will's season.
Excellent. I love the Will.
It would be cool. Not that Prince Robot would be gone now, but he wouldn't be the main character anymore. And then season 4 would be the Investigators season.
Yeah, okay, that could work.
You see what I mean?
That works
and
a lot
then
better.
Back to season 5, probably back to Marco and Alana or something like
I'd
that.
love to know how it's going to all pan out, because it always has me like well intrigued.
Well, that's the thing that Brian Vaughan says. He says it's going to be, he'd be much more up for it being adapted. Yeah. Adaptation, adapted, yeah. He'd be much more up for it being adapted when it's finished.
That makes a lot of sense.
Which makes sense.
That's just the right move.
Where's it going to go? But I really like this idea of it being like The Wire.
A season. To every character there is a season. Turn.
Oh,
yes, nice.
So we have a little cast. Did you think of a cast?
I gave some cliff notes in my brain with the.
Go on, roll them out there.
Right,
hold on. Let's start with Alana.
Okay.
Tell us something about Alana for a second there.
Well, okay, so first thing that you need to know about Alana is extremely independent.
Yeah.
It's her entire character motivation is that she's independent. She doesn't really want to be in love, but she is.
Classic woman.
Didn't say that. Mick said that.
I'll stand by it.
Not the unusually attractive co-host. Crow host. But yeah, so she's fiercely independent. She's kind of a badass.
Yeah.
Doesn't really do violence. Has taken a pacifist
Has she? I thought that was Marco.
She takes it in the... Well, yeah, but she kind of follows along with it and then abandons it about halfway through. And then, yeah, basically, she really comes into her own when she becomes a mother. And then it's very much about protecting her daughter at all points. So, fiercely loyal daughter to her daughter. Sorry, fiercely loyal to her daughter. Very important for her. And very independent.
Yeah.
That's who she is.
Did you give any thought to a...
I didn't really have... I was trying to think in my brain who would slot into that.
That's one of the best places
because
to think.
she's Indian-ish in the comic.
Well, she's kind of mixed race.
But if you were going to give her a thing, she'd be Indian-ish.
You think so?
Or Latina?
I thought she was just half black, half white.
Okay, fair enough.
That's what I meant by mixed race.
Christina Milian?
Yay! Christina Milian! I think Christina Milian is half black, half Latin or something. Anyway, here's who I chose. We have a slideshow.
Oh, that's perfect. Oh, it's your one from Gotham.
Yes, Jessica Lucas.
Jessica Lucas, she's awesome.
She's from Gotham. She was also in a couple of quite good things. She's in Cloverfield.
Was she?
Yeah.
Didn't know that.
Yeah, she's in Cloverfield. And she was in another thing that was quite good that I liked, that I've now forgotten. What was that thing? The Evil Dead. 2012.
No way.
The Evil Dead.
The remake.
Yeah. So she was pretty good in that. I mean, looks-wise, she's pretty much there.
She's also stunning.
She's very attractive. She's a very attractive lady. She's a very attractive lady.
My goodness.
I think is important because Alana is supposed to be attractive.
Oh, she's a knockout.
Yeah.
Like everyone, she often honeypots people.
Yeah, she's an attractive lady. I think, I mean, looks-wise, we'll put this in the video, but
yeah,
she's close enough. Acting-wise, she
tends to play that badass, kind of bossy, domineering woman character.
Yeah. By the way, I've gone TV cast. By the way,
I can see that,
cast.
But that's fine.
A lot of people go Rosario Dawson.
Nah,
I think she's a little old.
She's a little bit old now.
Yeah,
that's what I was going to say.
I mean,
she would be ideal if we were doing a big screen and it was younger Rosario.
Yeah,
then we'd be fine.
Yeah,
but
yeah, a lot of people look towards Rihanna, but I think that might just be the haircut. I think
you can give anyone a pixie cut.
You can give anyone that cut.
Yeah.
So that's
I'm not entirely for that, but yeah.
Jessica Lucas. She's about in the right age range. I think she's about 30.
Yeah, no.
So
I'm very happy with that. Jessica Lucas is a solid choice.
Yeah, I'm surprised you recognised her.
Oh yeah, no. She used to be in a terrible show called I think it was called Friends with Benefits.
Yes.
Was that what? Yeah, she used to be in that. I remember her from that. Formative.
It was like 4 years ago.
I know.
You're so young.
I was a late bloomer.
You're so young, Ben.
Yeah.
You're the youngest person I've ever met.
Cool. I'm totally okay for Jessica Lucas.
Okay, let's talk about Marco.
So Marco, probably the most interesting, for me, he's one of the most interesting characters in the whole thing. He is a war hero. Mm-hmm. It is sexist. He's a war hero. He is known for his prowess in violence, especially. He's very adept at violence. He kind of goes into a feral mode and tends to kick the shit out of people. He's frequently seen to take down 6, 7, 8 guys at one time.
Like me.
Yeah, just like Mick. Which is why I've chosen Mick.
Yay!
TV show.
Finally, my time is gone.
Yeah, but he's very aggressive. But he's taken a vow of
celibacy.
Not celibacy.
Like me.
No. I don't know how your significant other feels about that.
She's just found out.
No, he's taken a vow of peace. Or an armistice. In his case. And he's frequently brought into conflict with this because people...
My Ben Crow didn't work out very well.
It's pretty good.
It's not
good. I like it. Michael doodled me on his paper. And he constantly comes into conflict with this because people keep trying to kill his daughter. And he keeps
like that.
He keeps having to go back in. It's like every time I get out, they pull me back in.
Keep away from my baby.
Stay away from my daughter.
So who do you think?
I know I always say Kit Harington, but I think Kit Harington would make a very good Marco. But he is of Asian origin or Asian ethnicity.
Space Asian.
Spasian.
That's the second time we've made that joke. Who was the other Space Asian?
Couldn't tell you.
Doesn't matter.
I'm keeping it anyway. But they've come under fire recently. Not Saga. I think fans had some big debate over who should pay him in a movie, and I don't know why, but for whatever reason, it became a whitewashing scandal where people were like,
so often does.
"Are you trying to whitewash the character?" And it's like, I don't think he's clearly defined. He certainly has, I would have said, more Middle Eastern features.
This is always the thing about drawing it.
It's a comic.
Like, yeah.
So
exactly.
I don't know what it is.
Let's be honest, Ben. Asian people and Caucasian people are very similar looking. They are. No, hold on. Unless you're going to go and do comical slanted eyes and round nose and stuff in a comic book.
In terms
it's very hard in a cartoon to make a distinction between Asian and white.
Absolutely.
Without doing a different style.
That's fair. I'll give you that.
So anyway, here's who I chose. Oh, that's a crap picture.
Oh, it's
Stephen Young.
Walking Dead. He's ideal. His body type is very similar.
He's got the same body type. I think he's a little smaller than Jessica Lucas, which I think would really work.
It could. She's quite independent thing.
Like, she's more kind of physically intimidating than him in the comic, I found. And Marco in the comic, he is, according to both Staples and Vaughn, he is supposed to be Asian looking.
Okay.
But he, like we said, it's very hard to make someone look Asian without it looking like a stereotype. So he's got the right body type, the right age. He's got the acting chops.
He does. He's quite a good actor.
He's a decent
actor.
actor.
Emotion very well.
Emotion is very important.
Marco's a very emotional character.
Yeah.
He thinks with his head. He thinks with his heart.
I think he's 31 or 32.
Perfect.
So
that's kind of ideal.
Yeah.
A couple of sideburns, slap a few sideburns on him.
He's not as sexy as Kit Harington, though.
Kit Harington gets the ladies in, wouldn't he?
Yeah.
Although he's quite popular, isn't he?
He's a popular man.
Fandom. He's a handsome man.
He's a handsome man.
Honest.
He's a handsome young man.
So I see no reason that we couldn't have him.
2 victories.
Two victories. So you're winning on 2 counts.
Who's next?
I don't know who.
Isabel.
Oh, I love Isabel. Isabel is one of my favourite characters in that show. In that comic. Isabel is a ghost. What's she called again? A haunt or a ghast?
Something like
that. Basically, they meet her on a little stopgap planet that they end up on. And she belongs to a special tribe of ghosts, I guess. Yeah. That are the dead memory, or the dead of the war between Landfall and Wreath. So it's quite an interesting thing of like the sins of the past coming back to haunt you. They have all this kind of thing. What she can do is project huge illusions. That's her superpower. Yeah. She can transform herself into...
On the TV show, it'll be small illusions.
Anything, it'll be small illusions. Unfortunately. She's eternally optimistic. She's quite upbeat. And most importantly, she is Hazel's nanny. She bonds with Hazel to travel with her. They can only leave that little planet if they bond with a living human and can be carried with them. So she bonds with Hazel on the agreement that she gets to travel off the rock.
Her kind of most physically defining feature is that she has no lower half.
Yes, sorry, she's been ripped in half.
I don't think that will survive the transition.
It would be cool if it did, though.
It would be cool. But that would be very expensive.
Just be a lot of shots from midriff.
I'd say it will just be she's a bit transparent.
She's a bit transparenty.
Or
no floating either.
No
she floats everywhere in the comic, but I don't. Again, I think she might just look like a normal person.
Yeah,
she might just be a normal person in a bloody t-shirt or something.
And she'll be intangible, and people can walk through.
Yeah, people can walk through. There'll be a lot of jokes like, "Hey, I'm standing right here." Exactly. There'll be a lot of that stuff going on.
Any ideas?
Who did I have for that one? I did have someone for this one. It's gone out of my mind. Cool. Oh no, sorry. Too old, definitely too old. But Ygritte from
Rose Leslie.
Yeah, I thought she'd be great as a chirpy little.
Yeah, I don't think she's necessarily too old. She's about 30 odd as well, isn't she?
Well, no, Isabel's a bit younger, isn't she?
Isabel's a teenager.
She's a teenager.
Yeah, well, she was a teenager when she died.
Yeah, she's a teenager when she died. She's not a teenager anymore. But I thought she had the right kind of chipper, chirpy, or Maisie Williams. Now that I think about it,
Ah.
Maisie Williams might be ideal.
That's a good one.
Now
Who's
that
who
I
I
give it a
picked?
solid thought. Oh, this is our
Our old friend
this is our
Ksenia.
old friend.
Okay, right. So she's close to 30 as well.
I like that you have a GIF this time.
There's a GIF. Look, it's a little animated GIF. She's close to 30 as well. But one, she has the look.
She does. She does that goth-ish alt
Yeah.
young one thing quite well.
Second of all, she is, and this is not I mean to body shame anyone here, but she's very skinny and very small. And
Which
even though she's close to 30, she would easily play a dead teenager.
There's a compliment.
You know,
There's one you can take home to your mother.
do you see what I'm getting at? Imagine if you pinked her up a bit.
She's pink in the comics.
She's pink, yeah. There's be a picture in the video. Pink her up a bit. Perky, dead teenager, no problem.
Yeah, easy.
Yeah.
I like that. I'll take that or Maisie Williams.
Yeah.
We'll let them decide.
Who's next?
We'll do auditions.
I can't remember. Clara.
Little...
Marco's mother.
Ah! Oh, Clara's awesome.
Yeah.
I forgot about Clara.
Yeah.
So...
She's a real badass.
There are two very important characters in Marco's life. His father and his mother. His mother is... everyone on Reeth is a warrior.
Mm-hmm.
It's their rite of passage. It's what they do.
They're like Klingons.
They're a war... Yeah, I guess. They're a war culture. It's what they do. And his mother is one of the most badass characters in the entire show.
Mm-hmm.
She ends up in prison at one point and runs the prison by the end of it and kind of does all that kind of thing. And his father is actually the one that encourages him to be a pacifist, because his father has more pacifist tendencies.
I didn't cast his father.
His father, it's not essential. The mother is far more dominant. Hates. Why is my brain not working?
Hungover.
Alana, yeah, I'm very hungover. Hates Alana because she is part of the enemy race.
Uh-huh.
And obviously there's a great dynamic there where they kind of thaw themselves out over time.
Mm-hmm.
And she's fiercely protective of Marco, but also judges him very harshly based on his decisions and things like that. And she works as very much a core strength to the thing. Her and Isabel have a very strong bond towards the end of their respective runs. So she's much older. Much older. And who would I get to play her? That's an excellent question. I didn't think about her at all.
Well, she's vital though, isn't she?
She's essential. Like, it's weird that I didn't...
If you cast Kit Harington, it would have to be Michelle Farley.
Which one is Michelle Farley?
His mother from Game of Thrones.
Oh, fair enough. Oh, she would suit very well.
Yeah.
Are we just gonna approach everyone with Game of Thrones?
Well, yeah, it's almost like a Game of Thrones cast. Well, I've kind of here's who I picked.
She's very young.
She's not.
Well, she looks it.
I know.
That's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
That's Asians of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Oh God.
It's Ming Na Wen. Ming Na Wen is 54.
What?
Yeah.
Wow.
Exactly.
Congratulations, Team Her.
She has aged very well. Also, I think it would be very nice for her to play a mother.
But she's not a traditional mother figure.
I know, but that's the point.
It's the wonderful. She could have tender moments.
Stretch her acting range a bit.
Yeah.
Because she has been playing sexy kung fu ladies
For her entire career.
30 odd years.
Yeah, so give her something else.
She was Chun-Li in Street Fighter.
No.
Yeah. She is a sexy kung fu lady
In everything.
In everything, basically. And I mean,
now she can be sexy older kung fu lady.
Sexy older kung fu lady. And she can
Sexy.
I mean,
we've had this before. Older people are sexy too.
yeah, older people can be sexy too. But she has aged very well.
She has. That's remarkable.
Yeah, it's
like
pretty,
well done.
Pretty impressive.
Also, no whitewashing accusations here.
Hooray!
She's completely Asian.
Such race sensitivity. Although Stephen Yeun is Korean and she is Taiwanese, I think.
Are you saying that all Asians are the same in television world?
No.
I think Hollywood thinks they are.
Well, also, this just sprung into my mind there, but you do have Game of Thrones where you have a Swedish person playing the brother of an English woman. I mean, they're
is he Swedish? I didn't know
Isn't
he
he?
was Swedish.
Yeah.
No, he's definitely something. I thought he was Ukrainian or Russian or
Nikolai
something.
Coster-Waldau.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Kosterwallich or something.
Yeah, also their other brother is American. Are you saying all Europeans are the same, Ben?
Yes,
Oh, okay.
categorically.
Yes, that's who I was thinking there for her.
It's pretty solid. I like
choice.
the picture of Dorian Gray over there. She just doesn't age.
It's strange. She is in a romantic relationship with Phil Coulson in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Okay.
And I think she's actually slightly older than him in real life. But on screen, it looks like a typical older man, younger woman, Hollywood
thing.
Yeah.
But it's actually the other way around.
Age appropriate.
Fair
in
enough.
fact, she might be older than him.
She's the one cradle snatching.
Yeah. Hold on, I think I put these in the wrong order, so I don't want to surprise the next one. I did. There we go. So the will.
Oh, I love the will.
Where there's a will, Ben.
So there are. Oh my god. There are a confederation of bounty hunters and mercenaries.
They're not called bounty hunters, though.
They're not. They're called
freelancers.
That's what they're called.
Mm-hmm.
Oddly enough, he uses a lance. That's his weapon of choice. But they all get a license, and they all then choose a definite article and a defining characteristic. So some of them are called the Will. There's another one called the Stalk. There's another one called the Brand. That's his sister.
The Dave.
Is there the Dave?
No,
I didn't think so.
Dave.
I didn't think so. You son of a bitch. Put me off my game. But the Will is quite amazing. He is... I don't think it's ever been defined what he is. He has superhuman strength.
Yeah.
In some capacity.
He wears a superhero costume.
He wears a magic cape.
Casually.
But he never wears the cowl. He has a cowl that hangs at the back of him, but he never puts the cowl. I think it's a battle trophy or a victory trophy that he got off somebody else.
Killed a superhero.
And it's useful. And then he has his ever faithful companion, which is the lion cat. The lion cat is a huge oversized cat, and every time someone tells a lie in its presence, it says lying. And he uses that as a very easy lie detector for his job. He's a complete and utter badass. Yeah. Very conflicted again. Yeah.
Gets
heartbroken.
Fat.
Gets fat.
Yeah.
He has a huge arc where he falls into the depths of despair. He's quite romantic. He's in love with all the wrong ladies. And I really like him. I think he's a great character. Badass. I actually did pick someone for that, but it was an easy one. Jason Statham.
Everyone picks Statham.
He suits it so well.
Yeah.
But if I had to pick outside of that, I did have a secondary
I
one.
don't think Statham would do TV.
Statham wouldn't do TV. He might if it was big enough, though. If he got he probably wouldn't. He probably wouldn't do TV.
I also think he might be a bit old now.
They're all the ones we grew up with are getting a bit old. That's a shame.
I didn't grow up with Statham.
Okay, I grew up with Statham. I grew up in Statham era. Who was I thinking of? I did have somebody else for this. Curses.
Kurt Russell.
Kurt Russell. I would totally watch Kurt Russell be the Will. That would be awesome. I actually thought I went a little bit further. Dominic Cooper. Or Luke Evans. Luke Evans was the one that
Dominic Cooper and Luke Evans are pretty interchangeable.
I guess that's kind of their generation. But I would say Luke Evans now that I think about it.
Do you want to see my one?
Luke Evans, sure.
This is who I chose. It's TV's Matt Smith.
Oh, no way. Doctor Who.
He'll shave his head.
He will, he has.
He'll shave his head. He has the chiseledness.
He suits that very well.
Doesn't he?
That's completely out of left field, but I like it.
He's a bit thin, but he's getting older.
He's
getting older. Like, he was very young when he played Doctor Who.
He could bulk.
He could be gritty. He could be...
He can. You've seen him do. He had those wrathful doctor moments.
Yeah. So that's my choice.
That's a great choice.
I like Matt Smith.
Matt Smith, I think, might win.
Who's next? Hold on.
No, you're the one with the run
I have to think.
through. I
know. Gwen.
Gwen is another awesome character. So, turns out, before he went off to war, Marco was engaged to a lady.
He didn't have a baby with her.
Didn't have a baby with her.
A prick.
And she really wanted one too. So they were betrothed to each other and by all accounts madly in love at one point. And then Marco ran off and met a lovely young Alana, and off they went. And she was forgotten about. So she decides to track him down and make him pay, because hell hath no fury like a woman scorned.
Is it her who hires the Will?
No, she finds the Will. She comes across the Will on her journey. And I think she's determined then to get him to help her to track it down. She's awesome. Again, strong, very independent character, very well written. Yeah. They all have... The thing I really like about the way they're written is they all have huge glaring flaws, and it doesn't get in the way of your sympathy for them quite often. So she starts off very much as a scorned woman, and she has that character very much for her first 2 issues. Maybe she just seems like someone out for revenge or whatever, and then you kind of get into the complexities, and you realise that Marco did promise her a lot, and she did genuinely love him. It's not a case of how dare you do this to me. It's more a case of how could you leave me? Why would you lie to me? So she's awesome. She's got a big old afro. She's black. In terms of comic book stuff. Who was I thinking of for that one? I did have someone for this as well. See, your original pick for Alana could be very good.
Jessica Lucas.
Gwendolyn. Yeah, she doesn't fit, but because we've already cast her.
Yeah.
But she would have been perfect. Who was I thinking of? It's in my head again. It's in the corner of my brain. Oh, same woman I always pick for these kinds of things. Irish actress from Preacher,
Ruth Negga.
Ruth Negga, yeah.
Yeah, interesting.
But she's ideal for that kind of thing.
Christina Milian.
Yay!
Christina Milian.
Hey!
Yeah, let's move on.
Fair enough.
It's Christina Milian.
What more can we say?
So the final character is Gus. Gus is a little seal man who's kind of scary and dangerous. And I think the ideal casting for Gus is you.
Me?
I've done a little
seal man.
Little diagram here.
I would love that. That would be awesome.
See, look at his little face.
Yeah.
Look at him in his little overalls. And there's you in your little suit.
Gus is great. Do you know what I really, really wanted? And I know it seems completely ridiculous because he's an adorable character, but I really wanted him voiced by a really burly British old man.
Yeah.
Like Ian McShane or Ray Winston or something.
I was thinking that I have a few more notes, but I just wanted to get that gag in.
Good gag.
I thought Robot Prince Robot would have to be that guy who I like in everything. You know the guy. You know the one I'm thinking about. You know the one. He's in everything. He's great.
He's great in everything.
He makes everything better. He was in Spartacus. He was in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. John Hannah.
Oh yeah,
John Hannah.
Just a complete another cock of a human being most of the time.
He's just
he's bumbly and arrogant all at the same time. Yeah. He's wonderful,
and he has nothing but disdain for other people. He'd be great as Prince Robot.
He'd be good. Almost as good as me as Gus.
Yeah.
Almost.
Any others? Any other stuff before we?
I don't know if I thought about any other ones. No, I'd be kind of interested in casting the transsexual character who makes an appearance. I don't think she's transsexual, hermaphrodite.
I think she's transsexual.
Is she a choice? Or is she just born that way?
I think she... Oh.
No.
I mean,
no.
Anyone,
No. What I mean
Hold on a minute, I'm just going to get my barge pole. I'm not touching this one.
You know what I mean. Is it surgery?
I think she's transsexual.
Is she born?
Petrichor.
Yeah, Petrichor. And I would kind of interested in casting that one.
You see, I kind of laid off Petra because she doesn't come into volume 8.
Oh no, she's a very late addition.
Yeah,
but she's an interesting character. I think
she is very much.
She's cast out by the normally very close Wreath community because she's transsexual, and she's treated as other, even in another community, even in a prison where they're all.
Look at his little face. Look at your little face. It's perfect. Ben, will you get some yellow overalls?
I definitely
Look
will.
at them. Oh, that's amazing. Sorry, you were saying something kind of thoughtful there.
No, she's. We're gonna have to include this.
I did this about 2 hours ago, and I've just been waiting to show you. It's just brilliant.
The ears are going to be bled.
Oh, sorry.
Our listeners.
Sorry, listeners.
There.
What were you saying there about transsexual representation?
She's even in prison with other Wreaths where they stick very close together. She's outside of them, and yet she's the only one who will accept Hazel. While she's in prison.
Oh yeah, because she's very understands.
Yeah, she's very relaxed around Hazel, and Hazel is treated very much as another to others because she's a hybrid. So Wreathians want nothing to do with her, and Landfellians want nothing to do with her.
I mean,
Landfallians.
It's casting transsexual characters is
tricky.
It's a thing now, isn't it? It's a big issue.
Do we have that many prominent transsexual actors?
Well, maybe we don't because where are the characters for them to play?
Yeah.
Ben, did you ever think of that?
No, you see, I'm a middle class white male. I don't have to think about these things.
Bloody hell! I think that'll do it.
That'll do it.
Yeah,
It's about it.
yeah.
It's about it. We didn't need any.
Oh, there's extra stuff.
We're
We're going to talk about Rick and Morty and It. We can do that next week.
We can do that next week. I'd like to. I think we should have a whole season review of Rick and Morty.
Yeah, we should do a Rick and Morty
episodes.
because it's very good. Maybe we'll wait till this season finishes.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
We could talk about It as well. I also have a pitch for Authority I want to give you.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Anyway, if you have any other ideas for us, or if you agree or disagree with us,
Yeah, would you prefer it as a TV series or a movie?
hit us up on YouTube.
Did we
comment?
Yeah. Did we whitewash it too much for you? Give us hell.
I don't think there's any white people in my cast. Oh, Matt Smith.
No, there isn't, but I just like people to say what a good job we did on not whitewashing. Actually, guys, no complaints. Thanks, guys.
We're also on Twitter, aren't we?
We are on Twitter.
At Mick and Ben, that's where we get our
At Mick and
ideas
Ben.
from.
It's where we get our very real tweets.
At Mick and Ben. Or you can hashtag Mick and Ben and we'll find it.
Yeah,
Well, we might find it. If you hashtag Mick and Ben, there are three things. There's us. We're currently the most popular hashtag Mick and Ben.
Get in.
There are two brothers in America who are children
Oh, I don't like that.
called Mick and Ben. And there was a gay characters in, I think it was Queer as Folk.
That's fine.
Called Michael and Ben.
That's fine.
So I think we're currently the most popular of those three.
Yes!
Three
It's only a
hashtags.
matter of time before Queer as Folk has a come around again.
Anyway.
We're relegated to the bottom of the pile.
Let's go.
That's all of that from us.
Bye.
Thanks, bye.